Refugees fleeing war have already lost so much, and now they could lose even more. The Danish parliament has backed a controversial proposal to seize their valuables. Denmark says the legislation is a fair deal to make sure the migrants contribute to their upkeep. The critics say this law is meant to deter migrants from entering the country. CCTV's Guy Henderson reports from Berlin.
News of the Danish proposal that refugees and asylum seekers should have valuables seized from them over a certain value in order to support their stay in Denmark has been grabbing headlines for a few months, but it is now law after the Danish parliament decided to approve a raft of measures which will toughen Denmark's approach to asylum, though in reality even critics wonder how many wealthier refugees will actually be coming to Denmark and how many people therefore will actually have their valuables seized. Indeed, organisations like the Danish Red Cross have in the past expressed deeper concerns about another measure in this wider raft of reforms, which will extend the time family members are allowed to join refugees who come to Denmark from 1 year to 3 years. And they say that that could put those families potentially still in a conflict zone at risk. The government, though, says that these are measures that voters are demanding, and they say that they are necessary changes.
It's important because Denmark is in a situation where we have received so many asylum seekers in the past year that are very small. You know, we're one of Europe's smallest countries. Welfare economy is under a lot of pressure, so we simply have to reduce the amount of people who travel up through Europe to specifically apply for asylum in Denmark.
The latest Danish move piles yet more pressure on Germany. It is just one of a number of countries across Europe that are now starting to tighten up their borders and make it harder for refugees and migrants to enter their countries. Germany is so far mainly refusing to do that, and that means that in theory it will take up a higher share of that burden in the weeks and months ahead. For the first time as well, the share of voters within Germany backing Angela Merkel, the German Chancellor's refugee policy, has dropped below 50%. So the pressure now growing on the Chancellor within Germany as well to change her policies and change course in terms of welcoming refugees. Guy Henderson, CCTV, Berlin.